Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Pimp, when you're ready, your 6 minutes starts now. Check this out.
Apparatus is here. When I rock a rhyme, often eyes are dropping a tear. It's so beautiful, it's America's landscapes when this man makes lyrics like the syrups that you pour upon your pancakes. My mandate is to grip minds like a handshake. Spit Orlando Lakes and go skinny dip with the fan base. Over any damn breakbeat, I hastily make pastries tastier than anything that Wolfgang makes. So take notes out of suckers, I make coats, lump of some like Bubba Gump, fishing on lake boats. I take jokes and turn the comedy into drama. I'm bagging on your mama, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer. Behind ya, I'm a rhyme writer. Lock, stock, smoking the ganja. Rebuttals befuddle, leaving a puddle of saliva, sillies. You couldn't handle Randall when I throw my grammar at you. It hit your head and you would think I threw a hammer at you. I point the camera at you like Herb Ritz. Develop it, then use the pictures to pick up bird shits. You're nervous as the impervious wordsmiths hanging out in Rafa's new crib come with the verses.
Ah, you killed it right there. That was a fat intro, my boy.
Love those intros, man. They're awesome.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Letters from the Long Box. I got my man Otto with me, my man Mikey Sutton with me, and also the 1 year anniversary of the geekositymag.com website. So it's all kinds of stuff. And finally revealing who our first source was. The Black Knight is going to be joining us. First time ever. This is pretty amazing. Big show.
Historic.
What's that? Oh.
Yeah, historic day today.
It is historic. We're going to do your questions. I don't know if Mikey has cannonballs. I hope he doesn't because I cannot take any shots because I've already been day drinking. So,
God damn, look at that.
Yeah.
West Coast time too, Tim. West Coast time.
It's my girlfriend's birthday. So, yeah. So I got to go meet her at 5:30 for, we did a little something earlier and then she went off. We're going to, Disneyland to have dinner at what was that called? The Jazz Kitchen over at the California Adventure, man, or excuse me, Downtown Disney. It's like a jazz restaurant that has Cajun food. So,
I love Cajun food, man. That's delicious. Yeah. Oh my God.
We're just gonna have a good time, man. So, what's up, everybody? Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Principal Defects, JLS Comics holding it down with the Ren, Stat Boy Steve. Appreciate all you guys, and we are 20 subs away from 7,000, man.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Sub up so we can give you guys some free stuff, man. Free stuff. This show is sponsored by, I can't, not the cover price because this show may get a little off the rails, but no, I'm just kidding. But this show is sponsored by good friends over at KRS Comics. The reason why this episode is sponsored by KRScomics.com, where you can get 15% off of any KRS Comics by using discount code of LOTLB. Tomorrow, their website will change. By the way, this is still available. Harley Quinn animated series #1, Natalie Sanders. If you look at the face, looks dead on like Margot Robbie even to me, but still available. You can get those, use the discount code, 15% off.
That's a
tomorrow, the KRS Comics website will get revamped. There won't be KRSPoolbox.com anymore. They're going to combine it all into one, like Midtown, right? Where you get exclusives and you can get your daily pools. So, and the discount code works for the entire site. So make sure you check out KRS Comics website tomorrow, where they unveil the brand new website. So me and Chris go way back. So really proud of what he's been doing, and he's been killing it, man. He's been absolutely killing it. So you know what I want to do? I want to fuck it. I'm going to bring in the Black Knight.
No way.
Right now. Let me give you a little history on the Black Knight. He was an insider in the scene, but because he couldn't really reveal who he was for the longest time. And then he had to step away because he had some health issues, and then, during COVID, so he didn't go back into the offices or anything like that. So we know. And then, Mikey and him kind of are in the same circles. So with further ado,
this is huge news. This is huge news. I can't believe you're dropping this early, man.
Without further ado, let me bring in our friend, the Black Knight. Oh!
No way.
Spoiler alert.
Swear to goodness, my God.
You know what? I think, I don't know how many of you guessed it or didn't know or probably didn't know. The Lords knew. We've been known for a long time. So yeah. Mikey is the Black Knight, and he's been the Black Knight because it goes. It's a long story of why, because scoopers, they have to have some sort of anonymity, right?
Look at JLS Comics. Jesse's like, I knew it. You guys, come on.
So Mikey, let's talk about this.
You want to post that picture I just sent you?
Oh yeah. So
I've been trolling this for years.
It's been
now.
out in the blue. It's been out in the ether forever. He's been giving you hints.
Yeah.
He's got a Lords of the Long Box shirt on and a Black Knight comic, and he posted it on social media.
But there might have been, to the fact that I can't believe, as big as a mouth as I have, that I haven't made that mistake in 2.5 years. That's huge.
Actually, on a couple of shows, I've kind of slipped up.
We kind of slipped it, right? And then we caught it after the fact. So.
Yeah. If you watch our show if you watch our show from, I don't even forgot. I'm kind of just a couple days ago, and Mikey talked about how we first met.
Yeah,
that's true about how it happened. But tell us the Black Knight and how why you decided to be anonymous. I'm getting a little feedback here on somebody.
Really funny because we had the same origin in meeting you, and I was worried that someone would put 2 and 2 together because we had the same origin of like. Oh, we were watching a YouTube show. They mentioned you, and you mentioned there was a cabal. I mean, it's the same origin, right? And I was always concerned that, oh crap, what if somebody puts 2 and 2 together? But let me explain to you how all this happened. So, and again, there's more like in plain sight evidence here. I was the shadow on Pete's basement for the longest time.
Yeah.
Until they revealed me during Spider-Gate 2 years ago. Because, hey, man, can we, put out in the open now that you were the Shadow? And hilariously, I had a photo of me holding a Shadow comic book years before, and no one caught on. I mean, I'm dropping hints. And no one, were you waiting for the trailer to pop up, So... I didn't want to be a scooper. I didn't want to go public. That's I have a nice job. Wasn't going to make a living out of this. I wanted to avoid the drama. When I publicly.
Let me get all the drama.
Right. Yeah. Right, exactly.
You got the drama, right?
Yeah. I did it.
And so when
Tim was fighting Twitter wars, Mikey. He was fighting Twitter wars left and right.
Oh God, I remember those. So when I scooped Disney Fox in 2015, all this like black and like I just like I don't want to deal with this crap, you know. Um, but when Spider-Gate happened, it's like I the night before it popped on Deadline or whatever site it was, I was told it was gonna drop tomorrow. That Sony and Disney were in a dispute, and Sony was gonna pull away, gonna pull Spider-Man away from the MCU. And I said, I refuse to believe this. My source was really reliable. It goes, okay, I'm sure Sony is doing this, but I think it's a leverage ploy. It's got there's too much money on the line here. They would not do anything this stupid. So I said, let me contact some people and we'll see. So like 2 or 3 in the morning, I'm texting people, hey, is this true? People were upset. 3 o'clock in the morning, go to bed. You fucking insomniac, you know. Like then one guy told me to call me in the morning, and I'll let you know what's really happening. So I said, okay. So I called him that morning, and he told me, no, it's just Sony's trying to pull a fast one over Disney. They want a better deal. Disney wants more money, you know, and said, so they're going out and putting this in public to get all the social media on their side. Like it's Marvel Studios' fault. You know, they're pulling away, not really us. And so I said, hey, can I put this information out there? He goes, yeah, go for it, you know. Dude, Kibo, I didn't know you back then. And actually, I did know you back then, right? Yeah, I did. I was a Black
Oh
Knight.
yeah, you
Yeah,
already knew me. Yeah,
I was a Black Knight. And so I was just thinking of emailing a couple of people about this. I was thinking of going on to Black Knight and scooping it on Kibo's show. And then I look at the date and I'm like, it's Kate Baldess's birthday. And she's a huge Tom Holland fan. And I'm like, what horrible news to wake up on your birthday. So I said, you know what? I'm going to put it out in public so she can read it. That was the only reason why I put it out in public. Because so when she wakes up in the morning, it's not like, well, Spider-Man is no longer in the MCU. It's like, it's my posting. No, the deal is still happening. They're just in a dispute, but it's going to go through, not knowing it would go viral. And I called T. I messaged Tebow, can you do Wolf Blitzer for me? But as Mikey Sutton, not the Black Knight, because I have to be consistent with my Facebook page. And if people see the Black Knight reading the same script, they're gonna put 2 and 2 together. And like, hey, Mikey Sutton's a Black Knight. And so I went on as myself, and Tebow went directly from work. You were still nicely attired, dude.
I was. Yeah.
You're like you really were a CNN that day. Seriously, dude. You're like a total like professional anchor man. And it went viral, went crazy, everything. So I couldn't unring that bell. I was already a name, and I'm like, well, I gotta retire the Black Knight now. And TiVo is like, we gotta have a reason why the Black Knight's missing all of a sudden, you know. But I became the Black Knight because I was recovering from my stroke.
Yep.
And I could barely walk still. I discovered TiVo through another inferior show that mentioned you. And I was looking for stuff to watch. I was bored. And there was no Disney Plus back then. Like there was really nothing to watch. So I said, hey, good comic book show, you know. And I watched TiVo. First 5 minutes, TiVo goes, there's a secret cabal out there. And they're buying these comic books that are going to become movies, but nobody knows yet except for them. And you mentioned it several times in that episode. And I was like, oh shit, he's on to us. Because I had a cabal, and you're a part of it now, TiVo. I mean, but back then he had no idea what was going on. So I messaged him. I said, hey, there really is a cabal. Like I started it in 2015. There really is one. You're like, I knew it. I knew there's something going on out there. And so, hey, I want to scoop on your show, but I don't want to use my name. I don't want any of this public scooper drama. I don't want any of that. I'm not looking for fame. Not looking for I just want to get the information out there. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to do. And for like a couple of months, I was a Black Knight on your show and made a huge impact. I mean, they were already ripping us off, if you recall, TiVo. I mean,
a lot of websites started using our articles, our videos, and
Word for word.
And
Word for word, yeah.
here's my side of the story is so and I don't know this. We always talk about
Yeah.
it. For some reason, a comic book just gets hot. And we're like, why is this comic book getting hot? People in the know, and we always knew somebody that works at Marvel or Sony or Warner Brothers heard about something. They tell a friend, they tell another friend, and then they start buying them up. Because that's the smart way of doing it. You find out about it, and you don't tell the entire world.
Right.
Yeah.
You tell your friends, and I'll buy them for cheap, right? I mean, you may think that's shady or whatever, but if you get insider information, go buy them up, before the news drops. I mean, that's just how collecting should be. So, and we've always talked about it on the Lord show, so one day I get a DM in Instagram from Mikey Sutton, and he's like, hey, I saw your show and you're right. There is a secret cabal. I go, oh, really? And I get messages from people all the time, all kinds of crazy, I don't know who from who. So, and I was like, oh, really? Yeah. He goes, yeah. Yeah, I'm part of it. I go, yeah, right. And he goes, yeah, I've been, we have a group that I do this, that, and the other, and it's called the 270. And I was like, really? He goes, and then I don't know if I asked or you asked, and I said, hey, would you like, me to be, you want to be my source for, news information?
Yeah,
and
you
asked
like,
me.
Yes, you did,
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, let's do this, but I want to be anonymous. And I said, okay, but then I was like, I need some proof. You know what I mean? I didn't just want to come out there.
So I want to interject. I just want to say this from my point of view. This is from where it came. Then it came to us, and Tim sends us a message and says, I effing knew it. I effing knew it. This cabal is real. This is what's happening. I'm going to fill you guys in later. And I'm on my phone. I'm like, oh my God, I know something about this. And he's going to tell us. And we're waiting. And that's when he went on to deal with that. So it was such a trickle down effect because, to be honest with you, we always say you read the tea leaves. That's what Tim always says. Yeah. We would talk about this, years ago about why is this book getting hot or look for this book. And all of a sudden it's going up. So it was always there. It just needed to come to light. So this was like a multi-level experience you guys are listening to right now, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and for those watching, there's two types of spec. There's comic book spec, meaning, hey, I found this character, and hey, this is going to come out first appearance, this, that, and the other, and that's great. That's awesome. There's a lot of people that do that. Pressable defects, Pressable Defects.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think who else does that. But Pressable Defects does a great job. They say, hey, I found this character. This is what's going to happen. And though that's a different spec. Mikey does a spec that's based off of movies. And our channel had been doing that for a year or two already, where we're like, hey, we want to do movie news that affects the comic book market, right? So we would we would look at articles and we say, this comic's going to pop. So Mikey being a source was like the perfect combination of a synergy, you may say. And so I was like, that's fine. I said I need some proof. So Mikey sends me a screenshot of his private group that he dropped, and I think it was the first one was Mikey in his private group dropped the Disney buying Fox deal.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And I saw it. It was a Facebook post from 2015. And then the second one was that Brie Larson was going to be paying Captain Marvel.
That was a big one, yeah.
That was a big one.
On the night of the Oscars, I posted that.
Yeah. So there you go. Mikey is the Black Knight. So from now on, whenever he comes on the show, he'll be Mikey Sutton, aka the Black Knight. I guess you can put the handle on it. But,
it was me. And the reason why it's called the Black Knight was Tito named me, actually. The Black Knight was being spec'd on at around that time.
Yes.
And why don't we just call you the Black Knight? And like, okay, that sounds cool. Yeah.
And now look what's happening. Unbelievable. For the naysayers.
I never expected any of this.
No,
also, another reason why I had to hide my name too, by the way, T, I don't think I ever told you this. I had my own site called Paper Cuts at the time. And I was trying to get Marvel interviews. And I figured if I had revealed my name and I'm scooping behind their backs, I wouldn't be granted those interviews. So So I said, no, I can't use Mikey Sutton because I'm the same Mikey Sutton who's been emailing Marvel like, hey, can I interview this person? Can I interview that person? And you know, but
Tell us.
ironically, TiVo, I mean, I have a Disney account now. I mean,
That's
I
awesome.
guess they know
Where-
who I am, but so they free publicity, right? So
We're like Drake, started at the bottom and now we're at the top. Or
yeah,
something.
I know,
I
right?
don't know.
I mean,
JLS, the significance of the 270 is it was a private Facebook group of only 270 members. That's how small the cabal was.
Yeah.
So so they would go out.
And little background information: 270 was my hospital room number when I was 9. When I had a ruptured spleen and I died for a couple of minutes. I recovered in room 270, and that's why I used 270 for the group because it saved my life. So
Just amazing story, man. You went from a stroke to almost dying to now geekositymag.com success. You got a Disney account, and for those who didn't see, you got a comic book coming out.
Yeah, there you go.
Walker #1. Look at that. Boom. Here's the variant.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
So there you go.
Yeah, my friend at Sony said it's the greatest comeback he's ever seen. It's probably up there. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Over the years, I've had people question, hey, whatever happened to the Black Knight? I was like, it's COVID. He's kind of old, so he's staying away. He got laid off by, Marvel or DC, or, he's moved out of the country. I was like, all kinds of different, I was like, God damn, because I was like, Mikey, I don't know if we can ever reveal that you're the Black Knight because, I don't know how people are going to take this, but either way, the scoop is a scoop, and it's from Mikey, and so it's just the iteration of it. But what we found a problem was that the early Black Knight scoops that came to fruition, they were crediting me and the Black Knight, and then Mikey was like, "What the fuck, man? I'm the one."
Yeah.
So I like, let's give due. We'll give due to Mikey Sutton and Lords of the Long Box because it was there was a lot of. We had a weekly Black Knight show,
right? And then we had to disseminate. Then we had to disseminate and delineate whether this was a Black Knight suit or a Mikey Sutton suit. And with me, with my dyslexia, I'm like biting my tongue. I'm like, God, if I screw this up, I'm going to be the whistleblower on this. So there was a lot of things behind the scenes.
We dropped this, right? I was like, and he would post it, and I go, Mikey, that was the Black Knight scoop. He goes, oh. And he was like, oh, yeah, my colleague of mine, the Black Knight, said that this on the Lords of Lombard. So
what was hilarious was when Kevin Feige was announcing all the Disney Plus shows, and I'm like, I scooped that, but as the Black Knight, so I can't, like Moon Knight couldn't take credit for it. Like She-Hulk, I couldn't take, because I was a Black Knight, I scooped it as a Black Knight.
Well, actually, when my channel got taken down and I went and you gave me the Secret War scoop as the Black Knight.
Yep. And
so
I thought that was me. I'm
was
like, oh, wait a minute.
2 years ago, 2019 on 3 Men in the Basement, and we dropped that. And I just watched that video again. We actually were the first ones to scoop Kamala Khan being in Captain Marvel 2 as well back in 2019.
We were.
Yeah.
Way ahead.
And I think we might have dropped the Black Adam on our channel too, though, when it was taken down too. I don't remember about that, but still, though, whatever it was still 2 years ago when the channel was taken down. So here we are.
And also, there's been things about the Jim Shooter thing, about people saying this, that, and the other, that it was first. Well, when we dropped the Secret War scoop, we didn't just drop that, somebody signed a contract. No, we dropped storylines and characters, and there was a long-term spec list for it. So we actually had details of what they wanted to do with Secret Wars. So suck it. Jeez, some people, man.
Oh my God.
It's like, Jesus Christ, man. You know what? I'm the guy from Lethal Weapon. I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the live chat. 130 of you watching. Thank you for joining us early on this Sunday afternoon. If you're on the East Coast, I think Otto's going through a tropical storm right now. So
yeah, it's supposed to be a hurricane category 1. It's down to a tropical storm, but this is a bust. So this was like when you're supposed to get the snowstorm, and we haven't had much of anything. I don't want to say that now because I don't want to jinx us because I might lose power now, and then you guys will think I spilled a drink on my Mac and all that other stuff. But no, we're doing all right here up in Northeast. But I'm just happy to be here with all my fellow lords.
Yeah.
By the way, I have two cannonballs today. Sorry, Tim, but you don't have to drink if you don't want to.
All right. Well, you want to drop one now, or what do you want to do?
I'll drop one now and one at the end of the show. I think it's the most appropriate cannonball to end the show with. But,
all right, boys and girls, if you're at home, get your drinks ready and take a shot. Your first cannonball.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Hey, the first cannonball is Star Wars related.
Oh, shit.
And it has ties to my past with Lords of the Long Box, especially on the LTS. We scooped Thrawn first on the long term.
You're goddamn right we did.
And if you guys bought a copy, then you're very lucky because at the time, how much it cost? It was dirt cheap. No one was buying peanuts, right? No one was buying. Now try and buy it now. You know.
It's ridiculous right now, and the newsstand is even higher. It's like last time I saw a newsstand, I think it was graded 9.8 was like $2-3 grand or something like that, something crazy on Heir to the Empire #1, which is also the first appearance of
Mara Jade.
Mara Jade, yeah. So
double first appearance book.
Yeah, double spec book. Go ahead, Mikey.
Oh, actually, there's two cannonballs. Sorry, Tim. There's two in one. I mean,
two in this one.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
just three today.
So I guess that means I need to drop this again.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
So going back to Thrawn, I scooped another part of this. I was on Mike Jarbo's show last night, and I mentioned Heir to the Empire will be a Disney Plus limited series.
Wow!
So if you don't have that book by now, I mean, they're serious about this. Ahsoka, Mandalorian, and the Book of Boba Fett are all going to lead into Heir to the Empire. There's a 6-hour limited series, what they're talking about right now, under the Filoni Favreau team. But there's something else coming before that.
Oh boy! What, before, like during Boba or after Book?
After Boba and before Heir to the Empire. Heir to the Empire, they are going to adapt the entire Thrawn trilogy. Okay.
Oh, that's one of the best storylines ever. Oh my god!
So they're going to have like 3 6-hour miniseries to tell all those books.
The 3 books.
They're going to tweak them for the show, though. I mean,
right. But it's the Timothy Zahn run, right? Obviously,
Timothy Zahn. Yeah.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Okay.
And so now, initially, they were talking about making a movie out of this, but they felt that Disney Plus they'd have more time to tell the story and have Filoni and Favreau tied in with their shows and everything. So before the Heir to the Empire limited series, there's going to be a Thrawn limited series, just Thrawn, giving you some background on the character. That will lead directly into Heir to the Empire. Now,
oh God.
So kind of like a mini series to give an introduction, background story, and everything.
There you go.
And then so the Heir to the Empire series is actually going to be called Heir to the Empire.
Yep, it is. Yeah, imagine
that's huge.
That's going to blow up the internet. That's just going to blow up the internet. I mean,
it's going to destroy it.
And there goes your Thrawn spec. I mean, I know it's expensive now, but it's going to get. Trust me, it's gonna be huge.
We told y'all 2 years ago to get that book, man. I had 2 copies. Stupidly, I sold one of them, but I still have one that is a 9.8 candidate.
All right. So I was at a show this past weekend on Saturday. I'm texting the guy right now and saying, you know that Heir to the Empire, put it aside for me right now. Like, like I had it in my hand, but I was like, all right, I don't need this right now, or
you will need
my boy right now. I'm going to reach out to all my people and see if I can get it.
And Otto, there's something else you're going to need too, because this is the other cannonball.
Oh, Mikey, don't do it to me. I'm broke as it is.
Another one right now?
No, this is you already did the cannonball for this one already.
Yeah. All right. I was gonna say, man, if I
No,
was drinking, good lord.
So a certain character is going to make a debut in the Thrawn limited series before Heir to the Empire. Actually, this character might appear even before that. I'm not sure, but I just know the character will appear in both. It'll will appear in the Thrawn limited series and the Empire Heir to the Empire limited series. Character's Mara Jade, and if you don't have Mara Jade already,
Yep.
Well,
Forget it.
same book, so there you go.
so there you
spec.
go. Well, perfect then. I didn't
Double
realize
spec.
it, but there you go.
There you
How
go.
appropriate that is, right?
All right, man. Big news. I know we rarely get Star Wars on here, but it's like the two biggest things that on this channel that really move the needle is Spider-Man and Star Wars. Those are the two biggest things I move on this needle when it pertains to comic books.
Oh, wait, I have another cannonball. I don't think I've dropped this for you yet.
Holy
Oh
cow.
my God,
All
son,
right.
this is the 4 Cannibal show, Joe?
Oh,
Well,
geez.
it's our anniversary, so, you know.
That is. Here we go.
Oh,
Happy
my God.
anniversary.
If
Here's
you
your
guys wanted to
cannonball.
miss the show, forget it. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I haven't dropped this yet. Otherwise, I'd probably be hearing from TiVo about it still. Or at least for some people about it. So they're getting the new Avengers lineup together. Like who's going to be on the team, and they're developing it now. It's going to be a couple of years to next Avengers, but I am hearing that one of the members is a very popular character, who hasn't appeared cinematically yet, but will be soon. Charlie Cox, Daredevil. Daredevil is joining the Avengers.
Nice.
So, whatever first appearance of Daredevil with the Avengers, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's at least guested on the team before, right? Or has he ever joined the team?
I think so. I mean, the Avengers roster is so gigantic. At one point, you know, I think every member of
everybody was in the Avengers.
I mean, hell, X-Men members were part of the Avengers.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
Wolverine
like,
was in the new Avengers.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So there you go, boys and girls. Just starting off the show, and boom, you already got 3 cannonballs, man. So
you know, it's the anniversary show. So
it is. And so let's get right to the question. Man, there are some long ass questions that you sent me, like because you know there's a character limit in StreamYard, so I had to like break them into 2. But let's get right to it, boys and girls.
right.
Let's get to your letters from the long box, and the first one comes from our friend Dat Boy Steve asks, my question for the next Letters Along episode, will Star Wars do more anime series post Visions if Visions itself is well liked, or was that a one and done by Star Wars?
no, they already have anime in development before they even see if that does well or not. They're that confident. And also, they're going after the Asian market pretty big.
Yeah, that's a power play move.
Yeah, that
People are
is.
talking
Yeah.
about that. And you know what? And I just want to let you guys know, just from my point of view and how I going into this, and whether or not it bears any witness to anything, is I'm not an anime guy. I'm not into that style of graphics or that kind of art. But after I saw that, I was amazed by it. So I am all in on this, and I really can't wait for it. So it really took me and it was like pulled me in for somebody who was like, what do I, you know, like, all right, it is what it is, but it's Star Wars. But you know, I'm Star Wars for life, so it was amazing. This is going to be huge, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so. If you guys have questions, please hold them off till we do these questions first in the live chat, and we'll try to get to as many as we can. We're already running late, and I have to go. So.
Oh, that's right.
Dinner with
That's
it.
All
right.
right, so let's get to our next question. Salvador Villarreal asks, I've been a bit concerned with the Arrowverse since it seems as if WB doesn't focus on the Arrowverse as much as the films and HBO Max. At least that's what I think.
Well, it seems that way, right? Supergirl was canceled, Arrow was canceled, Black Lightning was canceled. What's going on right now? It's a transition period right now. Actually, it's a total opposite. The Arrowverse shows will be getting an influx of cash as HBO Max will start to collaborate more with the CW shows in terms of budgeting. You're seeing it with Superman and Lois. That's co-financed by HBO Max, and looks it. You can tell the difference.
Oh, big
The
time.
cinematography and the effects and everything. Stargirl is also part of that, collaboration there. So, no, Arrowverse Far From Dead. So in fact, it'll be stronger than ever. You're gonna have much superior graphics and probably less episodes, where it's not like what's going on right now. They're too long.
Exactly. It was like 22 episodes per
Oh,
season
yeah.
or something like that. It was just, and you could also tell the difference in quality in Titans. When Titans won on DC Universe, oh Lord, those first 2 seasons,
Yeah.
let's just say the special effects was,
It was hard to
left a
do
lot be
Trigon. It was hard to do Trigon.
Yeah.
But season 3,
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable.
huge improvement.
You can see.
Huge,
Like the first
huge
5 minutes
improvement.
alone of episode 1, you're like, holy shit.
Oh my
Okay.
god! And I'm just going to say this right now. I enjoyed episode 2 of What If. I thought it was very well done, and I liked the
Oh,
story arc.
love What If.
Yeah, I love What If, but right now I'm all in on Titans, you guys. I mean,
Yeah, same here. I'm all in. I'm all
if
in.
you're going to give me a 1 and a 1A, I mean, if you're going to tell me what I'm enjoying more, and it might balance out, and I'm sure it's going to because I'm such a fanboy. I'm really enjoying Titans a little bit more than What If, but that's 4-2 for episodes. But that's okay. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no, the quality is so much better. Fight scenes, everything, the lighting, the cinematography, the special effects. I meant, it's even the acting scenes. But I don't know how they made the acting better. On a better budget, it just seems like everything seems better.
Regarding Star Wars, by the way, Heir to the Empire, it will be tweaked. It won't be a direct adaptation. There'll be changes for Disney Plus. So any of you
as always,
are wondering,
as always, they can't just make a direct adaptation because there's so much happening that already that's legacy and that's canon and everything. So, but the lines start to blur, and Filoni does his magic, man. Filoni is the Feige of Star Wars. You know what I mean? I mean, he's the one that steers the ship and makes everything blend well. So,
hey, Tito, I forgot a cannonball. I'm sorry. Can you got the cannonball?
Oh boy, thank God I'm not drinking on this episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
This is like a triple indie. This is a triple
I know,
indie.
right? And then there's one more at the end of the show too. So, High Republic, they're developing for Disney Plus. So if you are collecting High Republic right now, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but yeah, it's in development and it's live action. Okay, so they are developing a live action High Republic show on Disney Plus. So if you guys are a fan of those comics, keep that in mind. Again, you're getting it so early right now. It's like Kron. If you don't get it now, but I don't know what the price they're going
I knew it
on.
because they introduced a whole bunch of a slew of new characters.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still rumors of the Old Republic movie or show that's happening too. So because I think I saw a video somewhere where I think it was Robert Meyer Burnett or maybe John Campy who was saying you go to Star Wars films, but it's like it's always the same characters, always the same characters. Even the new movies, they're still tied to the same characters. Expand out and do what Marvel's doing and showing hey, look at Echo. You ever heard of her? Or look at Werewolf by Night. Look at these weird characters. Star Wars. That's why I meant the comics. They're coming out. They're telling you, introducing these characters to readers. So when they do come out on a show or something like that, people will be like, oh, I know the history on those. And then when non-comic book readers will be like, who is this? And then their buddy will be like, you know what? Here, read this comic. It's good for the sales too. They'll go and buy, and it's synergy, right? Because if the show comes out, people are like, there's a comic, I'm going to buy this comic. I'm going to see what the story
let me find
goes.
out about this. Right.
It's like Walking Dead. People didn't know it was a comic, and then they watch the show and say, is there a comic? They're like, yeah, it's on issue 50 right now. And then they buy it, and they hopefully see if the story's going to go in that same direction. But High Republic would be perfect for Disney Plus.
Did the No Way Home trailer leak on Twitter?
It was fake.
Oh, it's fake? Okay. I figured it was.
It's fake.
But we should be getting it soon, maybe?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Get out of here. Tomorrow, Mikey, are you telling us right now, the Black Knight, you're telling us right now that we're going to get a No Way Home trailer tomorrow?
Well, thanks to TiVo. TiVo, you're right. You are 100% right. Yeah, it's just dropping tomorrow.
I can't divulge my source, but yeah. And I was even told at a specific time, 8 a.m. Pacific. I don't know how true that is, but we'll see because There's rumblings that it's going to be released at CinemaCon and online simultaneously. There was an interesting thing. If you look at Sony Germany, they put a playlist for Spider-Man
Yeah.
No Way Home.
Yep. What does that tell you?
Why would they do that? And it's coming Monday. So interesting, right? So there you go. Read the tea leaves. Is what
Well,
they say.
speaking of which, yeah, so I was talking to Jarbo last night on the show, and we were speculating what Feige's Star Wars movie is going to be. Because I got some hints from about Feige, about his movie, right? I got some hints of what is apparently his movie is something that he is fond of in his younger years, a Star Wars property that he's fond of in his younger years. So Matt and I looked at his age and kind of did the math and looked at what was available during that time. So I really doubt it's the Marvel Comics stories, but in the 90s, all those novels and games started coming out, right?
Right.
And so we have two nominations that could possibly be it. One is Shadows of the Empire, and the other is Knights of the Old Republic. It's Kevin Feige. It's going to be humongous, whatever it is, right?
I think Knights of the Old Republic.
I think so too, Tivo. I really think that's
that
the one.
or the Star Wars Holiday Special. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, James Gunn would do that one.
I know, make it like dark humor and twisted.
Yeah,
All right.
I know, seriously.
Yeah. Thanks for the
Wookiee,
question.
like Wookiee porn in that movie, you know?
Oh God, we don't need that. All right, thanks for the question, Salvador Villarreal. Next question up is from Scott Rowe. Scott asks, is Disney Plus eventually gonna turn into Netflix, where they do all the movies only on their platform? I think their meaning THEIR, not there. So
What's going to happen is you're going to see Disney Plus make movies, MCU and Star Wars films, exclusively for the streamer, but there will still be MCU films for the theaters as well.
Of course. Too much money involved.
Yeah, exactly. So what they're going to do is they're going to take some of the lower tier characters and make movies out of some of their story arcs on Disney Plus because they don't feel it's big enough for theaters. But at the same time, it would work well on Disney Plus. So maybe like some of the supporting characters from Shang Chi will get Disney Plus movies because
Agent Alex.
or on the other side of that, if it does great on Disney Plus, if they get a great Disney Plus, then hey, let's put it on. It's like a test run. You know what I mean? Let's put it on the big screen. So
well, I think also there was grandfathered contracts from after a theatrical release and after whatever release that Netflix could show it. I think eventually those contracts will run out, and then Disney Plus can they'll be like, it only will appear on Disney Plus and nowhere else. Maybe on Amazon Prime, but you'll have to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's why that weird contract with Free Guy, which is a Fox film, but Disney bought Fox, but the film was in development before the contract was signed. So after its theatrical run, it's going to actually appear on HBO before it goes on Disney Plus, because technically it's a Disney Plus film, a Disney property, but it was made before that. So there's contracts where there's timelines involved, and give it a year or two, eventually everything that Marvel does will only be on Disney Plus, unless they find it monetarily to their advantage, to where, Avengers Endgame has been on here a long time. Who wants it? Does Netflix want it? All right, give us some money and we'll let you allow you to stream it for another year or what have you. You know what I mean? That makes good business sense. So, because there were some interesting things how certain movies drop off of Disney Plus because due to contracts, and they go off to Netflix or something like that. But make no doubt about it, Disney Plus does not want to be partners with Netflix. They want to destroy Netflix. They want,
exactly.
Yeah, I think they're the second largest subscriber base of streaming content. I mean, Netflix by far has like over 200 or something million, but I think Disney Plus has like 150 15 million, right around there, somewhere along those lines. So they're
Yeah,
making
they're
inroads.
going to catch up eventually. I mean, the way they, oh my god, a Disney Plus event coming up. Holy shit, that's going to be
Yeah,
awesome.
Disney Day in November is 2
Oh my
weeks
God.
after DC Fandom.
Yeah,
Those 2 weeks are going to be crazy for
Oh
comic
my
book
God.
speculation. So thank you for the question, Scott Rowe. This is a long question, so I have to show it on screen twice. I got into DJing and seeing 10,000 Maniacs do free concerts. The Maniacs came from my hometown, so I was lucky to watch their progress from a more Latin influenced band to one of the bands that affected college radio in the 80s into international recording stars in the 90s. From going to their shows, I expected REM and other underground music. Not really a common question, but Mikey would love to answer this.
Well, I guess my roles collide once in a while and
Yeah.
take advantage of this colliding. Yeah, I love 10,000 Maniacs. I love In My Tribe, which is such a great album. It's like not a bad song on there. That's my history right there. The whole college radio, alternative scene of the 80s, K-Rock and all that stuff. I mean, great band, Nellie Merchant, great singer. I also have a version of a cover of them doing Joy Division in their younger days. They did Gang of Four and Joy Division covers when they were very first starting out.
For those that don't know, Joy Division are former members of New Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go. A little,
Good stuff. Thank you, Scott.
Alternative alt rock news for you on the Lords of the Boombox.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that show.
We're gonna do that where we talk about music, man.
We'll get Nelly Merchant on there. Why not? Right?
Go ahead, Mikey. Get Natalie on there.
All right, thanks for the question. Next question comes from Timothy Markin. I would have loved to have seen Craven pop up in the next live action Spidey movie, hunting him down, hired by Jonah Jameson. Not really a question, but just a statement of fact.
It's a hidden question. Hey, you think this will happen? Type of question.
Yeah.
I would too, but it's not going to happen. I mean, not that I know of anyway. Feige has his plans for, his college years. The issue with this is that. That would mean the Craven movie is set in the MCU, which Feige has no part of. So there's that issue there. So I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, because Sony has the rights to Craven as well, and and you can't do Craven without Spider-Man. I mean, to me, it just, it's just like Venom needs Spider-Man. I mean, eventually those worlds need to merge to flesh out the entire Spider-Man universe. So we shall see. There's been a lot of recent chatter as well about the Sony selling off Spider-Man and everything. So we shall see, man. I mean, we talked about that way back when during COVID, we always talked about this, stocks on these companies dropped obviously because they couldn't release films and things of that nature. So once I think things get back to normal and companies' bottom lines are a bit, you can tell what the valuation is on these companies, then they can start making offers, because, nobody ever just says, I'll give you $6 billion cash to buy your company. No, it's normally like, we're going to give you some money, some stock options, this, that, and the other. Hey, we'll give your CEO a golden parachute to fly off into the sunset, all these other things. So I would think in the next 2 years, maybe something will happen. But right now Sony has a cash cow in Spider-Man. Yeah. So it would have to be a big offer. But hey.
Disney they wanted to buy Sony before COVID, then COVID happened. And
yeah, for $4 to $5 billion.
But don't forget though, in a couple of years, Warner will be on sale because Discovery is going to bring up the value just to sell them all. That's not going to be a permanent thing. But I guess call him Bob on that. He's going to sell it all off. That's the whole reason why he got this.
Yeah, we shall see what happens with DC Comics, man. So I think my guess is Warner Brothers will kind of divvy everything up and sell it off, but it's kind of complicated too because who wants to buy Warner Brothers? Who wants to buy DC Comics if you don't have the intellectual property to make movies out of them? You know what I mean? 'Cause I think they'll keep that intellectual property because they, that's a big moneymaker for them for the films. Well, once, COVID is done and, theaters are, everybody's going
By the
back.
way, in a couple of weeks, Tito doesn't know, so I just want to get his live reaction. I love doing this. I'm sure he'll say yes to this anyway. I can't imagine him saying no to this. We're going to do a DC versus Marvel show because it's getting interesting. Seriously, it's getting interesting. Like, it might happen in a couple of years. A movie. Because
Really? Dude, that is a fanboy
the
dream.
internet up.
So, guys, you gotta start thinking seriously about this because it's no longer fan fiction or whatever. It's no longer speculation. Feige is interested.
And Feige makes things happen.
Yep, and Feige we
and
trust.
You know what? No, looking down on DC, Warner Brothers, or what have you, but them, it would be a boost for them to be with Marvel in a film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be, because right now, DC
Batman versus Moon Knight. Oh my god.
Oh, dude. Oh my god. There you go.
Superman versus Thor.
Oh god.
Oh,
The Teen Titans versus the X-Men. Bring that
Avengers
to life.
versus the Justice League. I mean,
so much
there is
potential here.
Marvel versus DC. I mean, those comics that came out in the 90s.
Yes,
and,
right.
for the longest time, you haven't seen anything like that. And then there was the
talk
Amalgam
about it.
comics and everything. So it's incredible.
After the merger, Discovery's gonna contact Disney and say, "Hey, one movie, come on."
For those who don't know, the new name of Warner Brothers, I guess, Studios or Warner Brothers is called Discovery.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Warner Brothers Discovery. I just call them WMD. So that's what they call them.
WMD. Warner Brothers. So the head of, and the guy that's going to head this up is, I think, Zazoff is his name.
I just call him Lava
Man.
Man.
And he doesn't come from a film and TV background. Well, he does, but his background, if you think about the Discovery Channel, it's mostly documentaries, and he comes from non-scripted or shows. So we shall see what happens, and more importantly, is what's going to happen in DC Comics. I think is what these people care about. So, all right, thank you for the question. Next up, CS. So glad you guys are back. Any updates on Jessica Jones? Because she make an appearance on She-Hulk.
I've been hearing rumors about that. I haven't been able to confirm it. I'm having a hard time believing that, TiVo. She is such a serious character. And you already have Charlie Cox who's going to be on there. I don't know. I mean, I won't say it's not. I'm having a hard time accepting that. Jessica Jones, Kristen Ritter is coming back. There's no doubt about that. Foggy is a huge fan of her. She liked the show.
Coming back on, but clarify that, coming back on Hulu or Disney Plus?
On Hulu.
Okay,
they're going to keep the whole R-rated,
Except for Daredevil will be on Disney Plus because a bigger budget on his show.
And plus, he's a huge part of Marvel history, as opposed to Jessica Jones is more niche,
more underground,
So. And she works well as kind of a damaged character, right? She drinks a lot. She bangs the hell out of Luke Cage, breaking the bed headboards and everything. So it's just a damaged
She's like
character.
a miserable character. She's like, your friend that's always miserable, but
she doesn't need
your
to be
friend and you're loyal to her, and she's badass.
She doesn't need to be Disney-fied. On Hulu, definitely keep the darker
Hulu,
tone.
dark, slugging a Jack Daniels.
Yeah, perfect. All right, thank you for the question. Here is Marvel No Prize, since I misspoke last week. This question comes from our friend Manmohan Mahatha. I just want to make a correction about the Indian gods that TiVo said. It was Hindu gods. Hindu is a religion, and Hindi, that TiVo said, is a language. That's what I misspoke last week when I was talking about the Marvel gods of Pantheon, and I said the Hindi gods, and that's the language spoken, which I misspoke. It's Hindu gods. Anyway, he has questions as well. Any update on Sony buyout, which we kind of talked about, but what is the current status of Namor rights? Is it like the Hulk? Can't use in a solo project, but team up, so Namor is in Wakanda forever?
No, Marvel Studios has the Namor rights. He will get his own film franchise, which made me skeptical of the rumor that one guy is Namor.
Tanesh Huerta.
I just don't see him being a leading man.
I don't see him as Namor. He doesn't have the physicality. He doesn't look anything like him. I mean, Namor is a big kind of cocky, arrogant SOB. And
exactly.
Tenoch Huerta, great actor. Loved him in Narcos, but I mean, he just doesn't seem to fit the part. So, I mean, because I know when people said he was cast, everybody immediately said he was going to be Namor. So, I'm in agreement with you, Mikey. I don't believe it. We thought he was going to be that other character, which ended up on our cover price top 10, that Black Panther black and white issue. No. Mikey and I both agree that Tanesh Huerta is going to be White Tiger.
Yeah.
So that's what we think. And that's what Mikey been hearing. There has been a peep, but then again, this film is pretty much been under wraps. So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, but Tanesh Huerta would make a great White Tiger. But as a Namor, man, that casting,
that's tough. It's tough.
That's tough, man. Because the rest of Marvel's casting is pretty darn good. Simu Liu. I mean, nobody knew who he was unless you watch Kim's Convenience.
I was. That's one of the shows I watched, like, as my rehab, and never in a million years would I thought, Shang-Chi.
But the thing about Simu Liu is, if you watch him, he's very athletic, and therefore he can do the stunts and the choreography, not like Finn Jones.
No, I knew that was coming. Mikey, we knew that was coming.
Who couldn't do the choreography or didn't want to train. If you look at the training that they did, and huge shout out to the Martial Fight Club. Andy Lee plays Death Dealer, and I've been following these guys for at least 5 years. They, the Martial Club, they do these parody Hong Kong fight videos, and he's actually Death Dealer. So I know that they're going to do a great job with the choreography. I cannot wait for Shang-Chi. If you haven't checked out Andy Lee, check him out on, I think it's called the Martial Club. They do a lot of, they are the ones that did that. They did that Avengers, they did that Avengers parody where they're all kung fu fighting. And it's absolutely awesome. And they even throw in the old Hong Kong style special effects.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's awesome. But that, Simu Liu, just like they plucked him out of thin air, just like Andy Lee. They saw, and it was Andy Lee's actual whole crew that they got as part of the stunt team, and they got Jackie Chan's, like 3 or 4 members of Jackie Chan's stunt team to do it. Rest in peace, Brad Allen, who passed away during the ending of the filming, who was part of Jackie Chan's stunt team. So that's why a lot of people are like, hey, this looks a lot like Jackie Chan's fight scenes, where they fight, they take off his jacket, he throws his jacket back and he punches him. Well, that's because at least I was reading an article. There's like at least 2 or 3 members that used to be on Jackie Chan's stunt team that were on the Shang-Chi team. So man, that makes this movie just elevated to a whole new level.
Oh hell yeah!
Wait, this is Shang-Chi. Yeah. God damn, I'm staying away from spoilers as much as I can. All right, thank you for the question. Last question.
My web designer James Simon has footage of Simu Liu. They're old friends, and he has footage of Simu doing martial arts. And from years ago, and I'm like, okay, I'm told. I'm totally
told. He is very acrobatic. He can do like backflips, twirls, twists, everything. So I mean, it's an actor that, and when you're athletic like that, you already have the hand-eye coordination, and somebody can teach you fight choreography, and you can get it down, as opposed to somebody like Finn Jones. Who can apparently or didn't want to, because Jessica Henswick, who played
Colleen Wing.
Yeah, Colleen Wing.
I love her, man. She's awesome.
Trained 4 hours a day, and the fight choreographer for Iron Fist says, and that's why the best scenes were done were with her, because she trained 4 hours a day, even though she has no martial arts background. So there you go, man. Hard work pays off. All right, last question of the night from David Samuelson. He asks, Sony is now smartly, preemptively pretending that Morbius debacle trailer and film never existed.
Yeah, Tomorrow.
Yeah. Sony, if you don't know, CinemaCon is dropping tomorrow, and Sony are the first presenters.
Yeah.
So they're starting at like, I don't know, 6 a.m. or something like that.
6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I believe it was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'll
Oh,
get it sometime tomorrow. In any case, I mean.
Yeah, it's gonna be tomorrow. I was told that it was in the morning, but hey, it may drop at nighttime.
Well, they may drop a trailer in the morning though. That's the thing. Because
Yeah.
Sony tends to drop them in the morning.
Yeah, one at night, one in the morning.
Yeah.
Here's my take is, do you remember, I think it was either a D23 or I think it was a D23 or something where they show Avengers Infinity War trailer. And then they released Avengers Infinity trailer online, but they didn't show the same things that people saw at D23, which was Thanos taking down the moon on Iron Man. That was not shown online. So only the people, because I remember the people were described, oh my God, he's doing, and then when people saw the trailer go, we didn't see that. So that's what I think is going to happen. You know, for the people who attend, for the people who attend CinemaCon, they're going to get the full blown trailer, and then online they're going to show the trailer. Maybe CinemaCon will have like a 4-minute trailer, and I think online trailer will be more of a teaser around a 2-minute mark or something along those lines. But I think CinemaCon, the attendees, they got to throw a bone to the attendees, and they'll give them the longer version or the version that has some cool scenes that the rest of us won't see. So. All right, there we go, man. Here we'll get a couple of quick questions, man, because I gotta start getting ready.
One more cannonball for the night.
Oh yeah, the last cannonball of the night. Yeah. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
So we have appropriately enough. I wanted to wait for this show to drop this.
Dude, I can't believe there's more. Oh my God.
Yeah, they have big plans for the Black Knight in the MCU. And the Black Knight is going to get his own MCU series. And hopefully it'll lead into a film franchise after that. But
they believe in Kit Harington that much?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Wow.
They're going to see how well this does.
Yes, right.
The Black Knight gives him that kind of fantasy genre that they're going to start wanting to explore. Tibo, we talked about this years ago.
Yeah.
How they're going to delve into fantasy. And sure enough, Shang-Chi ended up being the opening of that whole fantasy angle they wanted to take.
Yeah. For the reactions for Shang-Chi, people are shocked at how much it's more of a fantasy martial arts film than it is a gritty street fighting, which they do as well. But they're going full on, fantasy martial arts wuxia, WUXIA.
Yep.
And Black Knight is perfect for that. If there's some comic series that I've read where I think it's not MI6, but it's like MI9 or something. It's like the British version of MI6 in the comics that looks for deals with supernatural things. And there's stories where they deal with Mordred and Morgana and Excalibur and all this really cool stuff.
Awesome stuff. I love all that.
Black Knight, Excalibur, Captain Britain, all of them. And it all ties to like UK, or I don't want to say British mythology, but like dragons and swords and Merlin and all that stuff. And that's another genre they haven't tapped into yet.
Yeah.
If you think about Shang-Chi, that's a genre they haven't tapped into it. Why not do UK mythology or Arthurian legend, I guess I should say. It's not really mythology, but that would be dope. And Kit Harington is a huge international star from Game of Thrones. People still remember him. You know what I mean? So I think, they will go. All right. Here's another cool one. X-Men Go Cosmic, i.e. Starjammers, Lilandra, and the Brood.
Yes.
Yep.
Boom.
100%.
Quick and simple.
If you don't have, by the way, if you don't have the first Starjammers by now, what are you waiting for?
108, 107.
This is one of the big X-Men properties.
Huge. And I just want you guys to know in real time, for somebody who digs and for somebody who goes to cons, I have watched this book progressively go up, X-Men 107 and 108.
Yeah.
Not only is it the transition from Cockrum to Byrne, but it is their iconic covers. And there's 2 books, so go after them because I'm buying them.
Go get them.
They're huge.
Go get them. All right, quick hitters. Any updates on the FF Doom Galactus Silver Surfer? Ooh,
so Dr. Doom is being developed. My God, it's a cannonball again. Anyway, Doctor Doom is going to be in the second Fantastic Four movie. The Mole Man's in the first. They're going to wait a little bit on Doom to kind of build him up a little bit. Galactus and Surfer, I'm told, and it's just the current planet could change, but from what I'm hearing is that Galactus and Surfer will be in the third FF film, which will lead right into Secret Wars.
Perfect, because just like the comics, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Silver Surfer 48, 49, and 50. Perfect. Yeah, so for those who can't afford Doctor Doom, look for what was his name? God Doom or whatever from the Hickman run.
God Doom. Yep.
So because
that's great in the white costume, in the white
so
suit.
For I mean, to give a brief summary of what our Secret Wars scoop was, it was a little bit of the 80s Secret Wars and a little bit of Hickman Secret Wars. Mm-hmm. So think about Battle Worlds and all those different characters. So that's, that's what our scoop was. Our scoop wasn't Jim Shooter signing a check for $10,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Steve, if the film is called Battle Worlds. Just so they don't use war again. You have Infinity War, you have Civil War. I got to think Battle Worlds, which makes sense. It is a very eye-catching title, Battle Worlds. I mean, oh, hell yeah.
Or Secret Wars Battle Worlds. Or
there you go, yeah. For Secret Wars, they are going to use the God Emperor Doom. So
Emperor Doom. That's
right. So God Emperor Doom.
That's, you can't afford the first Doom. That's the one to get.
Yeah, and that's that's from the Hickman run from 2015, which a lot of people pan, but it had some very interesting concepts, right? If you think about it, there's a Thor core that's in that. There's Shang Chi who multiplies in that, and it's interesting to read because it's also the Beyonders are in that. So they took where it was just the Beyonder to the Beyonder race, and they took out all they took out all the Celestials. They killed Galactus. They basically spoiler alert. Anyway, go read it. It's very very interesting. All right, any news on Quasar?
Yeah, Quasar is in development. Don't know where Quasar. Isn't there a female Quasar too, right? There's a male...
Yeah, eventually, yeah. I think during Annihilation, it ended up being a female Quasar. This is
one iteration of Quasar is coming.
This is the most obscure question I will ever ask you on this show.
Oh boy!
My God!
News on Nth Man?
Is that the Larry Hama character, right? Isn't that Larry Hama?
I think, isn't that John Byrne or who did
Nth Man?
I'm thinking Larry Hama for some reason. I don't know why. No information.
Nth Man, the Ultimate Ninja. Created by Larry Hama. God,
there you go.
Good job, Larry Hama, yeah.
I haven't heard anything on him. But that's a great question, though.
Yeah, that's right up there with Dakota North as far as obscure characters.
Yes, and I'm sitting on a lot of those. Sitting, when that pops, I'm retiring. Guys, in real time, I just want you to know, I walk the walk, I talk the talk. I just made a deal for a Heir to the Empire #1. So while we're in this group, of course, dude, I believe in this. I've been part of this for too long. I see it. I didn't have one. I sold one. I just got another one. So
all right, last question of the night. We'll go to No FOMO since he's always been in here. Any long shot news? I do believe they had long shot on a long-term spec a while ago.
Yeah, Longshot is one of the mutant characters they are planning for the future. I don't know where Longshot is going to appear, but Longshot is probably in the top 20 characters that will be appearing in the next 10 years in one X-Men project or the other. That they'll be using Longshot.
Yeah, Mojo World would be a trip to see on the big screen or even on streaming. Somebody, I guess, just joined us and asked about the White Tiger. White Tiger anytime soon? What we were hearing, we think it's Tonesh Huerta on Black Panther 2 is going to be White Tiger. So that's a we think. There you go, boys and girls. I got to go. We've
enjoy.
Yeah, I know. You got to go, man.
Before you're late.
Any last words, Mikey?
GeekosityMag.com got all this stuff. And so in a few weeks, we're going to do the DC versus Marvel breakdown with all the information I'm hearing from both sides, both companies, about where this is going, if this is going at all. Look, the best part is, guys, both are interested in getting this done. There are billions of dollars.
Billions.
Just waiting.
It'll be the biggest, highest-grossing film ever.
Oh, hell yeah.
It'll make James Cameron make Avatar, 10, 11, and 12. That's what it's going to do.
No, insiders from both camps have told me that the only way, besides the financial, agreement, right? That the first thing that has to be done here is Feige has to be in charge of the whole project.
Yeah,
So
we do not
waver from that.
We do not want Warner Brothers in charge of a DC verse.
Especially with what I'm hearing with the Flash lately. Can I just, before you go, T-Bo, I'm not sure if you heard yet, but the villain in the Flash, I scooped this weeks ago on with Lucille Abdul, is an evil Barry.
Really?
It's an evil Barry, and from Michael Keaton's world. So Barry kills Barry's mother. It's
just like in the CW series.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, not exactly, but God, they couldn't get more creative than that. Then
and might have Saboteur in there, right? So
yeah, it's like there's so many Reverse Flash, Evil Flash, Negative Flash, Flashlight, Flashlight. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. But all right, hey, I really appreciate it, Mikey.
Thank you, T-Bo. Thank you, Otto. Great day,
Black Knight.
Guys. I'm so excited.
Happy anniversary to GeekosityMag.com. 1 year. For Otto from 3 Men in the Basement, from Lords on Long Box. I wish you guys all a happy Sunday night and keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Now let's do this!
Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is update. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it. We're here. We're back.
Let's do a job. You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice. Oh, how so?